Yeah, I also shared this experience. I mean, I'm an introverted person and I used to be pretty shy, which is probably for people who know me again, it's just hard to believe, but it took a lot of courage, even in like a group session format where you felt that people are friendly and welcoming to take a deep breath and say hi and this is me and this is what I'm trying to do here. I have no idea how. And for me, on top of just building up the courage, English is also not my first language. And when I first started my open source community and collaboration experience, that was 10 years ago, and I spoke fine English, so it was okay, but still just finding the words and starting to talk and hoping that everyone interprets what I said the way how I meant it in that other
Hmm.
language. That was definitely something that like took a little while to push through that fear, but then it was very rewarding after that. I mean, even the people who I kind of identified that, yeah, they seem a little arrogant, but even them, they were very reasonable. You're a new person, so if nothing else, the community always sees an opportunity that, oh, there's a new contributor here. Make sure that they stay. Um, yeah, that I definitely share that experience too.
Yeah, I think too, like I also relate to being an introvert and figuring out like how do you navigate these spaces. And I think that something that feels different to me about open source than like other sort of computer science subfields I've engaged with is like that it's felt more approachable to like express interest and bandwidth to like contribute to something, even if you don't know all the details. And I think it's taken me a bit of time to like trust that more. I know even when you emailed me about this podcast, I was like, oh, I'm not like an expert on like any of this stuff. Like, are you sure you don't want to talk to somebody else? Like, I'm just learning, by like doing things like not the right way and figuring it out. So I think that that is something that's like really encouraged me to like to grow and try things that I didn't and I mean still don't feel comfortable experimenting with in other areas of computer science. Because yeah, open source, like I've never been to an open source thing where you show up and express interest and somebody's like, oh, you really need to read these like 10 seminal papers and then come back and like have, then we can talk. Like it feels much more like you're saying, Phil, about like goodwill. People are really just, if you have the interest, then they will be excited to help you find your place.